Why do some relationship endings leave us feeling completely stuck and emotionally paralyzed, no matter how many months or years go by? Whether it involves a romantic breakup, a friendship, a coworker, or a family member, lingering bad feelings and emotional baggage can leave you trapped in what experts call unfinished business. Most people instinctively believe that moving on is simply a matter of passing time. They often wonder how many months or years must go by before the emotional pain naturally runs its course. However, if you have experienced deep devastation, severe betrayal, or abuse, time alone is far from sufficient. Healing from such deep wounds is not nearly as simple as sleeping off a bad hangover, and for many individuals, the emotional recovery process remains entirely frozen in time. Clinical research demonstrates that resolving these complicated issues is not completely random. Rather, people who successfully overcome these hurdles typically navigate through three distinct, universal steps. The first major obstacle in this psychological pipeline is avoidance and global distress. When a close relationship ends abruptly, people often find themselves cringing at social reminders, dreading industry conventions, or trying to wait out the pain as if a heavy storm were passing overhead. They avoid the issue entirely, operating under the illusion that the discomfort will eventually disappear on its own. Yet, while you are actively avoiding the problem, genuine psychological transformation cannot take place. Furthermore, people frequently experience a confusing state of global distress, where intense sadness and aggressive anger are fused together like a messy ball of children's plasticine, where all distinct colors are completely mashed up. Because anger naturally makes you push your chest out and stand your ground, while sadness makes you withdraw and pull back, trying to experience both conflicting impulses simultaneously results in a frustrating state of paralysis. To get unstuck from this first phase, you must stop running away. Tolerate conscious exposure to your feelings, breathe through the discomfort, and take the time to tease apart your emotions using precise words to describe what makes the situation so difficult. The second stage of the healing pipeline occurs when the breakup strikes directly at your soft spot, or your personal Achilles heel. The end of the relationship often stirs up deeper, older, and uglier emotional insecurities. Instead of focusing outward, people trapped in this phase turn inward and fiercely beat themselves up, convincing themselves that whatever happened was entirely their own fault. They begin doubting their fundamental worth, concluding that they are incompetent, unlovable, or uninteresting. This vulnerable state feels deeply familiar because it echoes previous emotional wounds, plunging individuals into severe anxiety, depression, and chronic sleep loss. To break free from this second sticking point, you must travel straight through the eye of the storm by articulating your deepest existential needs. You need to define what you fundamentally require to flourish as a living human being, such as feeling valuable, secure, and worthy of care. Recognizing the profound contradiction between your core human needs and the degrading way you were treated creates a powerful internal cognitive shift that sparks true recovery. Crucially, this step is entirely about what you need to thrive rather than demanding an apology or validation from the other person. The third and final processing stage takes you back to the exact way the relationship ended. At this point, expressing healthy anger is vital because it allows you to fight for your dignity, self-value, and personal boundaries. At the same time, you must confront the reality of grief. Grief is not just about feeling sad. It requires identifying and mourning specific, undeclared losses. These losses encompass all the shared hopes, future dreams, unbuilt projects, and unfulfilled expectations that will never materialize. Because anger and sadness are two sides of the same coin, individuals often fluctuate back and forth between assertively standing their ground and grieving the profound loss. To complete this healthy vitality curve, you must formally say goodbye to these past chapters, metaphorically placing little tombstones over those lost dreams so that you can finally look toward a new horizon. Ultimately, a successful psychological outcome to this journey manifests in one of three viable ways. First, you might choose to forgive the person and fully reconcile by getting back together. Second, you may choose to forgive them by letting go of the grudge and moving on without opting for reconciliation, following the principle of forgiving without forgetting. Third, even if you do not forgive them, you can still achieve a healthy outcome by holding them accountable, which often coincides with a powerful shift in personal power and seeing the individual in an entirely different light. Finally, it is important to remember that just like a physical cut or bruise on your skin, true emotional healing requires a minimum amount of time. Time is an essential component of the process after all, but when combined with active emotional expression and psychological insight, it will guide you safely through your unfinished business toward a renewed life. Like and subscribe for more cognitive insights. Have a nice day!